if it's okay.
Mhm.
All right. So the Bible literally, and you can double check me. Eons, worlds. Uh, the King James translates it as worlds. With these invisible things, God so created the worlds. That S is not an accident, brother. And it doesn't do it just once. If it was a one off accident, I'd dismiss it. But it does it several times.
I'm not disagreeing with that. Well, when did I disagree? Now here's the
I
part
didn't
we
say you
need.
disagreed.
Hold 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 on.
Don't pretend I'm gaslighting you. Oh my God, you're horrible at this. Don't
It,
pretend I'm gaslighting you. I'm not. I asked you a damn question.
What question did you ask?
wow.
Oh boy. Okay, so you agree with me that several times in the Bible, God created more than just this one thing right here that we're sitting on, right? We agree on that?
Okay. Can I have a chance to respond, please? Okay. Now I said it is a possibility that God could create another world just like this one. Now in
Okay,
the
what we use
Bible,
it for?
please let me finish. Why do I keep getting
No, because
talked
you're going to
over,
rattle on
but
about
you
nothing
piss when
forever.
I talk over you? It's like you got
No,
to be
I don't
fair and
get
allow me to talk.
pissed. I
Can,
actually
can
make
we can
points
we
when I
do time?
talk.
Can we please do time responses? Because this is getting annoying.
This is not a debate.
It's not as annoying as you
Uh,
strawmanning me, gaslighting me, and
not
telling me
a
how
not
you
a
cut me
not
six
a
different ways
Okay.
to
yo
Sunday.
yo
It's
hold
not as
hold hold
annoying
on.
as
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay. Everyone knows what you're saying, Richard. So regardless of how he characterizes it, we all are observant. We know what you're saying. We're able to parse out, what he's saying. So let's just go ahead and let him give his response. And if it goes for more than 30 seconds, then you can jump in. But at least give him 30 seconds.
Right, that's very reasonable. It's like I mean I should get a chance to speak without getting cut over. Thank you very much. Now I was going to say that it's possible that God could create another world like we have here. That's not something that's impossible. It could happen. But as far as when we see the Bible speak about, say for example, Hebrews 1 verse 2, right? It says he made the worlds. In that context, the worlds is not talking about another planet, so-called planet, like the earth. It's actually talking about like say for example you have places like SeaWorld, Disney World. Israel is a world of its own. Isaiah 45 verse 17, Israel shall become a world of its own. So we see the context of what you're speaking. It's not talking about like another physical earth that he created when it says the world. That's not what it's talking about. Real quick, I might have two people who might want to chime in. Can I have a link to the stream or the stream yard?
Yeah, I put it in the
Oh,
chat.
okay. Give me a second. I'll go grab that.
Well, according to what he just said, SeaWorld and Disney World and Disneyland and what's that one in New England? The
New England.
the pier.
Coney
The
Island?
pier. Yeah, there you go. That's it, Coney Island. These are all just resorts. And God is going to make on earth one day heaven land or heaven world or whatever. Yeah.
Hmm.
That
I
one took
mean,
me off guard. Yeah,
it's just kind of,
that was pretty
yeah,
good.
that's how it hit me. He's going to make heaven world.
Okay, so the original word gets translated several different ways in the King James. Where the hell did he go?
Oh, he dropped. He's going to get some of his friends
He's
to come in
backstage.
here and give us shit. Yeah. I
No, I'm
mean,
gonna go ahead and add
you
him.
know, I don't say a whole lot, but when I say something, I try to make it mean something instead of just being a bunch of blah, blah, blah words.
It was pretty
Because,
good.
I like to hear myself talk. No,
Okay,
not really.
so I know it got translated in the King James into the word worlds, but it also could be translated the entire universe, or the place where you live, like your landmass, your continent, could be translated that way. It could be translated as the whole planet. That's one way you could translate it. So you really have to take it in context. And the way that I see it in the context of Hebrews, let's see, two. I'm not good at numbers. Anyway, in
1
Hebrews,
verse 2.
Numbers are hard.
One, two. Okay, fine. I believe you.
Numbers
Low
are hard.
risk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Okay,
was quoting Hebrews chapter 1, verse 2, just to clarify.
Right. Anyway, the quote is with these invisible things. That's the part I'm talking about. So it can be translated
shit.
several ways. That's fine. What's that?
Are we going back to the invisible bullshit?
No. It means principles that guide and demand things. Just like we have a U.S. Constitution, there are principles that guide and demand certain things, and that's what they're talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Same thing. So because of A, B, C, then D must happen, something like that. So with these invisible things, principles, God so made the worlds. That is, angels performed acts based on what God is. They were commanded by God to do it. It is necessary. They have to do it. All right. So it doesn't specifically say worlds, but then there's other parts, ETT, that does talk about multiplicity of events. For instance, the 24 elders is a multiplicity of a position and thereby event, crowning into that position. And the only one that it says could ever fill that position is Christ. And then it describes 24 enjoying the promises to Christ. Now, if you want to say there's like 24 select Hebrew Israelites who end up enjoying the promises of Christ, I'm going to have to ask how you justify that. Or if you're going to say, well, that's the 12 apostles and the 12 main prophets, I don't know how you pick 12 main prophets.
Are you talking about when it speaks about the 24 elders in Revelation? Is that what you're referring to?
I'm talking, yes, specifically, but more than that, overall, how it is talking about multiplicity of this event, Earth.
Oh, I have my whole hypothesis on Revelations.
Okay,
Well,
well, let me give one more. Let me give one more about the world from my perspective, and then we'll go back to someone else. Here's another good one. John chapter 12, verse 19. Now we know that the entire world did not follow after Christ. Some people rejected him. Some believed that he was the Son of God, but a lot of people rejected him. But this is John chapter 12, verse 19. It says, and the Pharisees therefore said among themselves, perceive ye how ye prevail nothing? Behold, the world is going after him. So in that context, the world is talking about the group that followed after Christ. Obviously,
yes, of course.
In that context, it's not talking about the entire physical world. You can agree with me on that?
No,
Richard?
it is talking about the entire physical population of the world. Yes, the physical world.
Hold on a second. Richard, are you saying that the entire population of Earth followed after Christ?
That's what it's saying, yes.
Wait, but people killed Christ, though.
Are
Roman?
you saying that killing him doesn't require following him?
Are you?
Because how'd they find him?
Obviously, following him means that they believe that he was the Christ and followed after what he's saying. Obviously,
Okay,
this is
can
what
you
that's
show
talking
that?
about. Well, what does it mean to follow Christ?
I don't
can
know. What's
show
it mean for a burglar to follow someone to mug them in an alley?
Okay, so your position is this is saying that people like physically walked after Christ, like not spiritually in a sense, but they actually put on
It could be
shoes
both.
and walked after Christ. Is that what you're saying?
People can do different things simultaneously. It could be both.
Obviously, this is talking about people putting their faith in Christ and believing his teachings. Obviously,
I'm sorry. What's the original word there? Not the translation, but the original word, and what does it entail?
you tell me.
No, I haven't. I'm asking you. I haven't looked that one up.
I don't read. I don't have the Hebrew side. I couldn't read that.
What you don't? You want me to look it up for you? There's Strong's online. It's free.
Convenient.
He's on his phone, so it's
we're
difficult for
what
him.
we're having a conversation about is if you disagree with my understanding of it, you're welcome to present evidence that contradicts what I'm saying. You have a chance. to
Okay,
do
where was that located again, please?
that. Okay, the verse I read was the book of John chapter 12, verse 19.
John 12:19. Thank you. I'll be back in a minute.
Right. So while he's doing that, I'd like to point out, going back to Christianity, right? Christianity teaches that Jesus died for the entire world, and that's just a misconception. Because wait, just let me finish. Let me finish, please. They'll bring up
Let me
John
finish.
3:16 and say, "Well, see, it says the world," and I agree, it says the world, but who is the world? Isaiah 45 verse 17 says that Israel is a world of its own. So the world that Christ died for is talking about the nation of Israel, but based on the context that we read it. So again, Christianity just has a misconception about the Bible.
A
You
follow-up
wanna say
question
something?
before that gets attacked and blown out of the water. Could you tell me what part of John 12 you were talking about?
Yes, I read John chapter 12, verse 19.
12:19. The Pharisees therefore said among themselves, perceive ye how ye prevail nothing. Behold, the world is gone after him. All right?
Yes.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, they're saying that the world went after Christ. Now, again, the reason I brought this up is we know obviously the entire world didn't go after Christ. They didn't follow after
Can I tell you
Christ.
that the word there is kosmos? It's kosmos. It actually means universe.
Cosmos. Yeah.
And
It's
we're-
the cosmos went after him. It's kosmios. It's cosmos. So don't say it's
Right.
not the world. It's bigger than that.
Wait, so you're saying that the entire universe followed after Christ?
That's what it's reading here. Yes, it says cosmos. I'm not joking you.
And what is cosmos?
It's the all of everything. It's on Serb's chart. That which exists. It's Strong's
Cosmos-
definition. Strong's
Well, I
definition,
mean-
Greek 2889 cosmos.
Cosmos
Look,
can be
Richard,
a-
Richard, you're talking to a guy who believes in a flat
In the
earth.
flat Earth.
Yeah,
You win,
So,
bro.
so the entire cosmos could be the flat Earth.
sure.
And may I also point out, the only person who's brought up flat Earth in this conversation is the guy that just speak. I didn't even bring that up in this particular conversation.
Well, you brought it up last time.
Yeah,
That's
but
right,
is that
last
the same,
conversation.
is that the same stream that we're on right now? Yes or no?
Yes,
Okay.
but come
Well,
on, man.
it's a
It's
continuation.
laughable.
It's a continuation, though.
Brother, it's
Yeah.
laughable for someone to believe in a flat Earth today. It's a bad joke.
Okay. I mean, we can talk about it. I'm open to talk about it. You know, let me say this. I've been looking into it for 7 years. And again, I was skeptical when I first heard this, of course, myself.
Good
But,
for you.
you know, after listening and doing some research into this, I mean,
And learning how to not think.
abundantly clear that something's weird. Like, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the United States government took 2 men to the moon? Do you actually believe that or not? Can you agree
It's no
that?
concern of mine.
More than two.
So you believe
I
the
don't care.
1969 moon mission actually happened?
I don't care. What's it got to do with flat Earth?
I think
What
it
does have to
probably
do with
happened,
flat
yeah.
Earth? It shows that NASA can't be trusted. What does it have to do with flat Earth? Are you
Well,
being-
Okay,
as far
so
as that
Oh.
goes,
so because
no,
someone told
let me address that. Let me address that.
oh man.
There are many reasons why we shouldn't trust NASA. I don't think that the moon landing is really one of even the top ones. So I believe the moon mission did happen. Whether the men actually left Earth orbit, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if it matters. But yeah, I'm willing to
How
say
you know
I don't
that?
trust the government either.
Okay,
but could I
ETT,
ask you-
here's the logical problem with that. You could have someone who no, seriously, I have to say this to you. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Look,
but I'm going to
man.
respond to him first.
Yes, great. Okay, so if someone could be a habitual liar and tell a true thing. So when you say someone has told a lie, thereby they always lie, that's bad thinking. So when you say something like the government,
I'm not
you did.
saying that.
You did say that.
Dude,
You said
I
NASA can't be
Oh my-
trusted.
Listen, Richard, I literally said on a stream on my channel multiple
I don't
days
care
ago
about that. It's
the
not
government's not lying about everything. I literally
That's
said
not
that.
today.
Okay,
You
so
just
you're
said
lying. on me.
NASA can't be trusted.
You just committed a sin by saying something.
No,
I didn't say.
I'm not. And I didn't refer to some other show. I mean, right now, you said
you just
NASA can't be trusted. That's not true.
Okay, did I say that everything that they're saying is false? I did not make that exact statement.
When you make a universal generality like NASA, the entire organization, except for the guy mopping the bucket with the mop and bucket on the second floor of building 12306. Come on, dude. You didn't say that. You
Dude,
said NASA
this
can't be
is-
trusted.
Can I please have a chance to explain what I mean by that statement? Are you reasonable enough to allow me to do that? Yes or no?
Are you reasonable?
What
enough to
Just
What
go
I
ahead.
am saying, what I am saying is that the information that this company is giving us when we actually look at it for ourselves, there are clearly flaws. Like, let me give you an example. I don't know how much research you've done into this, but there are clear examples of manipulation going on with the footage that we have from the ISS. We see glitches taking place. We see people hanging from wires if you look closely. We have evidence of, a virtual reality being used. Another thing, the pictures of the Earth. In one picture, a continent will be this size. Another one, it will be 20 times bigger. It's like it just doesn't add up. So you're saying I should blindly believe everything that they're saying? And as far as your statement about me saying, oh, everyone's lying in that corporation, it's like, no, you could have some people who work there who actually work on these projects who are not in the know, who don't know that these things are not actually going to another planet. I never said that
Okay,
everybody's a shield.
could you
and
just
everybody's
meter it a
being
little
paid.
bit and
I
not
didn't say-
generalize and say something like some things NASA have said I think are inaccurate? Can you just be reasonable about it?
Be reasonable. I mean, dude, can you prove to me that they landed on the moon? Like, why should I believe that? Could you give me two reasons
Sure.
why?
Look,
I can fucking absolutely prove it to you.
the only
Go ahead.
accurate, hasty generalization that is not a logical fallacy is if I say hasty generalizations are logical fallacies. That's the only one.
Is somebody going to answer my question? Yes or no?
What was your question?
What fucking
I
question?
asked, and any of you can take this. I asked, please give me two reasons on why
Oh,
I should
yeah,
believe the moon
Clockwork.
landing happened and why it was.
Clockwork,
Two
you said you
evidence.
had a reason.
Wait, what? Everybody's talking over each other. I can't hear shit. What? What was the question?
Okay, the question was, I asked you, could you please give me two evidences that man landed on the moon and why I should believe the 1969 moon mission actually happened? I just have two proofs, please. That's all I'm asking.
All right. Number one, if you came to my house, which I sincerely hope you do not do not come to my house. I could show you through a telescope the moon landing, where it happened, how it happened. All right. Number two. What was number two? Shit. Oh, we were in a race with Russia to get to the moon in the 1960s. We won. They won the first person in space race. They won the first satellite in space race. We won the first people to actually land on the moon.
But how do you know they actually went there? Like think about how ridiculous this is.
Yeah, I mean, how do you know? How do you know
Let me
aliens
finish.
are talking to you?
Let
How
me.
do you know?
Listen, whoever's moderating this channel, you have
No
to do a
one
better
is.
job. I'm being talked
E-
over every time I go to speak. That is just
ETT,
not
could I
fair.
ask Clockwork
Some
a
stupid
clarifying question, please? Could I please ask Clockwork a clarifying question?
Yes.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, Clockwork, you just could you repeat the last thing about the moon landing that you just said? The Russian space, blah blah blah. Could you say that part again?
We were in a space race with Russia to get to the moon. We
Correct.
got there first.
Okay, can you think of any, or can anyone think of any reason why Russia would admit defeat on landing on the moon by the United States? Why our enemy would admit defeat if we hadn't done it? Anyone?
Okay, I would like to respond to that. And while I do that, I want to make a statement on the things he said. So please give me a minute to respond to both of these things. So first, what his statement was, well, the proof that we actually went there. Remember, my question was, please give me two evidences that we actually went there. So essentially, what he said is, oh, well, I can see the moon landing site, and then, well, the government says we did go there, so that, proves we did. It's not like the U.S.
No,
government could actually ever lie about something. Let me. I'm not finished. I am not finished.
I don't care if you're finished. That's not
Clockwork.
Yeah.
Just let him go with it. I agree.
Just let me
I really don't think either one of those were very good evidences, though, because you can show them the site where they're purported to have landed, but you can't actually show like the lander there unless or unless you got a really, really powerful telescope. And
Yes, I do. I have a really, really powerful telescope.
Does it have a good enough resolution, even through the atmosphere, that you can
Look.
actually see what's
Look.
left of the lander?
Look, when the moon is at its closest approach, I
Uh-huh.
could show you where we landed on the moon and where we planted the American flag. But that American flag is not red, white, and blue anymore. It has been
Right.
bleached white by the sun's
Okay.
radiation. But it is still there.
But your resolution is good enough that you can still see the flag and the moon lander, the landing module.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bottom
I'll
of
take your word for
well,
it.
the bottom of
Right, I know that is the landing module. It's just the bottom
Yeah.
section. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. Well, that's
Okay,
pretty
now,
good
as far
evidence
as
to
what,
me. That I really like that evidence.
wait, but then you just said that you disagree with him that that wasn't good evidence. So then you changed
No,
your mind.
wait. Yes, because upon investigation, he gave more date and more information.
Okay,
Before,
Yeah.
before I
whoever
thought
made
it
that
was just the
statement,
landing
I-
site. Now he can actually show it with the telescope.
okay, tell me what telescope I need, and maybe I can purchase one, and you can tell me where I need to look, and maybe I can look
Well,
for
you
myself.
need one that's at least 5 meters long. If you let me tell you, you'll need one that's at least 5 meters long and got an inch diameter lens on it. And it needs to be a refractor, not a reflector. A refractor.
Okay,
Do
so
you
just so we can be clear, so you're saying that by using a powerful telescope, you can see somebody standing on another planet that's let's just give the benefit of a doubt,
know? No,
say
I
6 feet.
did not say
No,
that.
no, he didn't say any of
No,
that.
no,
Number
no.
one, he didn't say person size. Number two, he didn't say planet.
Give me
It's
10 seconds. What I'm alluding to, when I say 6 feet tall as a person, I'm alluding to the American flag.
There's no persons on other planets. What are you
Oh,
talking
Jesus
about?
Christ.
The
You
flag
just
wasn't six
please
feet
be
tall.
quiet for a second and let me finish my statement. Thank you.
How
I'm
about you make
saying,
a statement?
let's
Just
just
let him
say,
make his. Just let him make
let's
his
just
point.
say that let's give let's give you the best proof. Let's just say that the flag is 6 feet tall. Let's just say that the height of a human, right? So you're telling me that we can see something that's 6 feet tall on an entirely different planet, hundreds of thousands of miles away from the Earth. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because it's not that far, really. We can see
That's
other galaxies with a ground
well.
base.
In all fairness, let me respond to Richard because he asked me a question, so I want to be fair and respond, even though he's not being fair to me. But anyway, I digress. He asked me, well, if we didn't go to the moon, why would the Russians admit defeat? Well, the answer is because anybody who's watched it when the U.S. government put it on TV, the Russian government, how would they know that it was fake? For all they know, they're watching it and believe that it's real. So how would they know that the U.S. government faked
Because they had really good radar. They tracked it with telemetry. They had ground stations around the Earth just like we did. You only need 3 of them, and they could track to see its course.
Yeah, I
How
mean,
do you know?
Russia put the first satellite in space and put the first person in space.
Yeah,
So
They've
how
got-
could they do that?
they've
Repeat
got
that.
ground.
I'm not disagreeing. Hold on a second. I'm not disagreeing that the Russians put the Sputnik satellite in space. I believe that. I have no reason to say that was fake. And as far as putting a person high up in the atmosphere, I believe that a few people could be sent high up into the atmosphere, into near what people call space. But that's a different topic. So yeah, Russia could have sent a
Flat.
person
No,
high
the
up
Earth is flat.
here above the Earth.
Now, just let him say his piece. Clockwork, come on.
So again,
Well,
I'm
I mean,
not
if you would
necessarily
actually get to the end of a statement, yeah, I'd let him say his piece. But the Earth is
okay.
flat, so none of this
Yeah,
shit.
the Earth. Okay, wait a second. So, how does anything you brought up about the moon landing? Let's just say, if hypothetically, if you did have a point, how does this prove the Earth's a globe?
Wow.
See, you don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Have you seen?
No. Let me answer because I mentioned about the telemetry with math,
Well,
with geometry. They could
They
tell.
took
Yeah,
Damn
with
it.
geometry, they could tell the arcs that they went through. So, I mean, unless you're claiming that the moon is like stuck to the dome, and if you're saying that, then I can address that.
Well, I wouldn't say that the moon is stuck. I believe the sun and moon have orbits. We see that in the Bible. So I wouldn't say that the moon is stuck in a certain location. I believe it is moving, but I wouldn't claim it's stuck to something. Oh, and speaking about the data, you do know that NASA claims that all of the data that you just mentioned, that all of it's went missing. Have you ever heard of that before?
Okay, you said all the data that I just mentioned. I said it was the Russian telemetry. but yes, I'm
Oh, I
aware
thought you
that
were talking
NASA.
about the United States. My bad.
No. But yes, I'm aware that NASA like purged all their data, and that's highly suspicious because government doesn't throw stuff away usually.
Right. And it's like shit. They're coming after Trump for his papers he has in Mar-a-Lago. They're
Hmm.
coming after him for that. But then they don't got shit to say about NASA losing some of the most important information that the human race could ever have the first time going
Okay.
to another planet. So clearly there's something weird going on with that. I mean you could at least agree
I
to
see,
agree on that, right?
and I'm fucking sorry, but yeah, later.
Okay.
You said you're sorry. What?
I think that he's leaving the stream. Is what he's saying.
Okay, it's like, but before you go, it's like you do have the decency to, again, even if we disagree on everything else, you do at least have the decency to acknowledge it does seem strange how the U.S. government will, come after Trump for having these documents and his Mar-a-Lago, estate, but yet somehow they won't go after NASA for losing some of the most important information that humans could ever have. That doesn't seem weird to you. It's like, could you at least acknowledge there's something weird about that? Do you have the decency to admit that?
The decency? No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't know what
decent at
he
all.
So you don't find that strange at all, though. You don't find something weird with that. But like I'm being serious. I'm not even trying to make a joke. I'm seriously asking you.
You're
You don't
you're
think it's weird?
conflating Trump's stealing of classified documents.
Oh no. He didn't steal.
Look, you can't shut up. You can't shut up. So fuck it.
Have you had anything
You're
to drink? Have you
you're
had anything to drink,
conflating,
Clockwork?
you're conflating Trump's stealing of classified documents with NASA's displacing of some shit they found in Australia in a salt mine years later. That's what you're doing. Am I clear on that?
No. What I'm saying is that if the U.S. government's going after Trump for having these documents that they want back, why isn't it strange how they're not as concerned with finding all this missing data that NASA lost on one of the most important missions that humans ever took
I
to go
just
to another planet?
explained that. Jesus, man. You want
Okay, I'll give a different explanation. They're going after Trump is a political witch hunt, so they're hoping to get political gain from it. Going after NASA wouldn't benefit them in any way, so that's why they're not interested in that. But
What?
yeah, I mean, NASA does some highly suspicious stuff. I mean, I'm not
Okay.
denying that at all.
What is some of the stuff that you're suspicious about them doing? Like could I have like one example?
I'm sure that they like really boost the amount of that they're spending on stuff, and they probably funnel some of it to the CIA for black ops.
Do you know how much money they make each day from the
I
American
don't know.
taxpayer?
I
They
don't
make
know.
52 to 60 million dollars a day from the American taxpayer. That's how much they're getting every single 24 hours. The NASA corporation.
Okay.
okay?
Uh,
Compare that to a military budget.
Oh
How
yeah,
much
drop in the bucket.
military?
Yeah, but that's different. We're talking about a military defense of the entire nation compared to a organization that supposedly builds spaceships and can explore another planet. They're two different things.
Well, you know, NASA is a government agency, right?
Of course.
Okay. Well, do you think they took military satellites on the shuttle when they used to launch it?
On what shuttle exactly? What one are you talking about?
Or whichever one, the Columbia, the Challenger, the whichever one didn't blow up.
So let me clarify this, because there's some flat earthers out here, which I find some of
They
these
both
guys I
blew
do
up, by the
find.
way.
Just please give me a
Well,
chance to
yeah,
make
the
this point.
Challenger and the Columbia.
There's some flat earthers out here on YouTube that I make fun of it and think that what they're saying is ridiculous. Such as, they'll make statements and say, oh, well, all
Wow.
satellites are fake, all
Okay.
dinosaurs are fake, and all nuclear weapons
Okay.
are a hoax. I laugh at
Fucking
those people.
shit,
I
cool.
don't believe that.
Just let him make his point, Clockwork.
Just
Dang.
saying. Yeah, yeah. It's like, dude, stop cutting me off. You don't like me doing it to you, so please don't interrupt me. It's like I have to. It's a damn shame I have to say this 20 times. I mean, anywhere else on YouTube, they're decent enough to at least let me speak. You know, that's a shame. But anyway, I digress. Oh damn, where did I leave off at? Shit, now I forgot. Oh yeah, about the
You were
satellites.
saying you
The,
laugh
the,
at.
the
Yeah,
satellites.
laugh at flat earthers.
I
Yeah.
found where I'm at. Please let me continue. I had mentioned the satellites.
You
I do
asked.
believe, that the satellites do exist. I don't believe that there are 50,000 orbiting in the outer space, but I believe there are satellites that are on a high altitude weather balloons above the Earth. One crash landed in Brazil like 4 or 5
What
years
does this
ago.
have to do with
Um,
anything?
because someone mentioned satellites, I wanted to point out I do believe in them, but maybe not in the concept that you believe in. Just to clarify.
Okay. So that's what the 52 million a day is going toward?
No, they use it for whatever their project is. They use it for whatever they see fit.
If I could, Hillary's,
Sure.
just real quick, I just got corrected by an angel, and it told me I owe you an apology, and it explained why. It is obviously your wish that people get to finish what they're trying to say at all times. And I think you want to do that out of respect for yourself, respect for your audience, respect for the person. I did not follow that, and I knew what you were saying. More than that, the angel told me that I owe your viewing audience an apology because I assumed that they wouldn't be able to detect the inconsistencies in ETT, and I have to point them out. And that's just insulting, and I apologize. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, your apology is accepted.
Oh my God, you accepted the apology?
On behalf of the audience, that's wonderful. Thank you.
So anyway, and may I also point out it is over an hour now, so we're on borrowed time. But I can stay for a couple more minutes. So say for an example, right?